Welcome back for the final of the women's doubles cricket here at the Las Vegas Open at the Tuscany Suites and Casino. I'm Sean Green, joined by my partner in comms, Nick Dichiria. Nick, this is going to be an interesting one as we got the Americans playing cricket on one side of things. That's Kim Panti right here and Paula Murphy taking on the Welsh team that does not play competitive cricket very often at all, if ever, based on some of the stuff. Leanne Topper, and of course, the number one seed here, fifth overall ranked player in the world, and Rhian O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup, but you have to give credit to the iconic duo of Paula Murphy, Kim Panti.
Yeah.
They played countless competitions together. You'll see them at numerous steel events across the year playing together. A dynamic duo to its core. And the simple fact is they will never guess what their partner is going to do on the board, and that's going to be a big benefit to their team dichotomy today.
Well, they're going to have no idea what their opponents are doing at any time. Rhian's going to try and close the 19s first instead of getting the point lead, even throwing it on dart 3. So Panti a chance now to steal the high ground of the 20s.
Don't mind the
shot.
No
Damage.
I don't mind the shot at the 19s there. Now, I don't like the overcommitment to trying to find that single, but you have to just accept that the bigger shots don't come as often, and Kim's going to naturally want to find another bed. The 20s should be fairly safe to throw unless the 6 marks hit. I don't mind the shot.
Is this what we're going to do for this? Where outrageous cricket strategy is I don't mind the shot anymore? We're just going to be
outrageous. I don't think either one of those shots
to shoot all
are
three of those
outrageous.
darts at the 19 was outrageous.
Agree, disagree.
Okay. Anyway, Paula's going to start here. I guess I'll be the reasonable one in this final. Listen, if we have UK viewers watching and UK players, they're going to watch back and really see what they did right or wrong. We should probably look at.
But a single 19 just
100%.
It was forcing a 6 mark out of the opponent to really effectively hurt. And you have to also understand the strategy is just going to be a little bit different here than what we typically expect from like a CSC Challenger Series.
1,000,000%. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that dart 3 should never have gone at the 19s in that regard after the first 2 misses. Because you can win with all the wedges closed. You can't win if you have less points than your opponent.
Their Topper does not take advantage of the fact that she started the 17, gave up on it, and then went back over. Paula Murphy should be able to capitalize on a moment like this.
Yeah, especially with the bottom of the board. Typically.
Yeah, a little bit off of the margins in this one so far. Combined 1.5, 1.6, from the two Florida players.
Yeah, we can argue strategy all day, but if they're going to average a 1.5, it won't matter.
Exactly right there. But another opening given right back over. Panti should be able to get the point lead at the very least on this turn.
Does that. Take a look at the 20. No, stays right there, which is obviously the right shot. Leanne gets rid of the 17 on dart 1 so we don't have to argue with each other again. Big darts from Topper.
It takes full advantage of the 20s onto that one, staying committed to the shot. Murphy now pushed to a corner pocket here. It is just going to be a race to 3 format, so it's going to be quick, down and dirty on the dartboard.
I think in leg number 2, if the Welsh team gets the start again and they close those 20s, I think no matter what, if I'm the American team, I'd try to get rid of the high ground because they're not really pointing until they need to, and the one point you don't want to give them is the highest one to point on.
Yeah, there's definitely merit to that there, and I would have to agree with you. Kim wanted to stay there to find another one on the 16s, but only stayed with her initial 4. Topper trying to get the attack here going. Needs to find a trouble, though. Doesn't find it, so now an opportunity again asking Paula, can you hit the 6?
You just closed 20s. I understand that, but you're still asking for a lot. You might as well get rid of the 20s in the high ground.
Sure.
She is not. Only 2 15s really doesn't do a whole lot. It allows O'Sullivan to do whatever she wants.
Yeah, Sullivan there definitely shouldn't have gone too committed to that attack. And one dart at the beginning is fine, but afterwards needed to collect at least 2 singles on that 20. Got to regain that point lead here, but Kim, brushing off that first dart, does get the close, should take the swing here.
She really should.
Talking herself into it. She said, yeah, maybe I really should.
I mean, let's talk about this, because math-wise is honestly why that matters more than anything else. She didn't add an extra bullseye with that single 15, which made it a really useless single 15. Even a single 20 allows Paula to not only just hit 2 20s, but now in this case you're pressuring her to hit 3.
And Paula failing to find it on the first. Now a harder shot at hand. Needs to collect on the double or the triple on this last dart. Does find the triple on the last dart there. Frustrated, but that was job done. Now it's going to be 4 bulls to 3. There's the first.
Oh, no. Only one.
So now 3 shots here. 3 to 3 on the bulls. Panti looking to collect. Get this first leg on the board here in this final. Only finds 2, though, so will not get the job done. Topper with a chance to best.
Can still do it. Not anymore. So Paula needs 1 bull to win leg number 1. And put a point on the board for the Americans in this race to 3.
Does get the bull on the second dart there. Gets the leg on the board. Heading on to leg number 2 here. Going to see how they get settled in on this one. They're going to go right to that diddle here.
Yep. Not alternate start, not loser start. You got to earn the start in every leg. And that'll do. Nice double.
Paula does not find it there, so the team of Topper and O'Sullivan will get the start here once again. And you don't want a team from Europe starting on the 20s. Unless you do.
Well, only 2. It opens up the door. Paula, though, really keen on the 19s anyway, but she'll definitely go 20s here. No, she does go 19s.
It's her preferred place. It's not the right shot. I think you need to try to contest those 2 marks and nullify them if possible. If you hit 4 or more on the 20, you get max value. She is comfortable in the 19s and felt uncomfortable in that last leg, and that has to be the reasoning there, even if it's not optimal.
Yeah, and again, Topper not going to point. Goes down the 19s on dart 3. That's the type of thing you just... This game is not about closing. This game is about points. And I know that a lot of our overseas players that practice this game practice it without even points and just closing those numbers because they're just practicing the targets there. And I think that that's really why we're seeing the strategy that we're seeing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely plays a factor in it. At the end of the day, it's a practice game, like you said over there, and for many different players, they will have different approaches. And the hyper-aggression is not going to be optimal, but at the end of the day, how many times have we also said the optimal strategy is the one you're most comfortable with? But
this is not how, like, the close there does nothing, right?
No, and again, I'm not disagreeing with you on that front there. That was not the right shot. But that's something that you need to practice going into the cricket event. It's not something that's really easy to change during the cricket event.
Oh, 100%. I'm not talking for – they're not listening. I'm not giving them coaching advice right this second. I'm just saying that for whoever's watching, if you're looking at proper cricket strategy, points matter more than anything else in this game. You saw the UK boys in the last match, right? Then legs 2 and 3, they just pointed for days. And it made it so their opponents had no chance.
They were pointing more than the average Asian tour this cricket match, which is a point-centric style of the game.
They were pointing more than soft tip players would point there. Great darts from Paula Murphy. And again, closing the 18s and following that instead of opening up a new wedge. Not ideal.
Yeah, every time they're doing this, you can see slowly Paula and Kim gain more points here, gain more marks ahead, as it's just running down the board, and that's working out in their favor right now. And this is going to be a quick 2-0 advantage if Kim gets to close here on one of the corner pockets. Should do enough to help push the margins along.
I would struggle with this playing with my head a little bit. Because, again, does not get the point lead before switching on that last dart. It's almost like if you're Paula and Kim, with the strategy alone, you should expect to win the match and be winning these legs rather easily. And instead, they're really having to scrap through this still because they're just not throwing as solidly as they typically would.
Yeah, and that's the difference between strategy versus just purely hitting the targets on the board. Right now, kind of one of those back-and-forth bouts that just hasn't been particularly favorable. And even though the Floridians do have that first leg on the board, it has been a scrappy affair that came down to the Bulls on the last go, and very well is going to come down to the Bulls on this go.
Yes, it will. 4-3. There's two of them. O'Sullivan winning darts needs the double and does not get it. But now it's 3-2. Paula needs 3 bowls to win this leg and take a 2-0 lead.
Be a big shot. She struggled to collect the bolts on the last go-around. Needs to not have those same woes in this go-around here, though. Goes high on the
That's
first
tough.
again. Same position almost as last time. Needs to grab at least one bowl. Take the pressure off Kim if she does get the return. Does not do so.
Miles off on dart 3, and it's because that first dart blocked everything.
Yeah, tried to place. She had to push through.
Topper doesn't do herself any favors there at that first dart blocker for herself. And yeah, the exact same problem in the exact opposite situation.
Yeah, and neither player doing their partner much favors by reducing the deficit at all. Kim's going to need a little bit of magic on this bull now. And not going to find it either. Just in case. No, doesn't get one.
There must be a force field around that thing.
Apparently there is. That is now 12 darts missed at the bull.
Is that bull regulation size or what? Jeez.
Probably going to regroup. Was not expecting to have an ability to be back on the board regardless of if the other team won it or Kim did. She's going to have to re-lock in, find the middle, and drill it. And again, the frustrations here, you have to settle in, though, and get that dart for Kim just in case. No one's finding the bull. That helps the cause, but it might be too little too late. Topper wants to go ahead and find 2 bulls for herself and for her partner.
Good start. Yeah, follows that beautifully. Yep, that's enough. A 1-1 score line there.
Topper is ready to keep going on the bull. Said, oh, that's where it is. Thanks for showing me, Paula. Onto a diddle again. Outside on it, hugging the wire. Paula should be able to get the start. So Paula and Kim to get the go.
It is a race to 3. I wonder if both teams are aware of that situation. Otherwise, they're going to think this is the last leg decider.
We'll find out very quickly by the reaction at the end of the leg.
Great start.
Yeah, Paula Murphy, classic, nice, true as it is, 5 marks in. Chased immediately by O'Sullivan. Again, not taking themselves any favors.
Yeah, now going to go down the 19s. Still down 40 points. Panti a chance to stay out in front now. And honestly, if you're the American team, do you not just think about pointing more than you typically would? Because your opponents are going to close that number behind you, so you're just continue to get out in front a little bit further and further.
They're certainly thinking about it, but they haven't had any chance to.
You're not wrong there. It's big 7 from Leanne Topper. 5 still gets them right back in the leg.
Probably going to go ahead and grab that number and then focus on grabbing a new one here. Just a 2-point separation, so a big grab needed on the 17 in the last. And not the beautiful dart she needed. This is where it gets interesting. Going in order here, back to the 18s. Kim's going to go ahead and go right at these 17s, though, with the 2 marks on them.
Oh, and that's a one that is outside. Only the close. Guaranteed, Leanne. 17's first start, maybe. Looking up. Yeah. Trying to get that point lead first. Now going down to the 17s. Closes the 17s on dart 3.
That's what happens when you argue your instincts.
Yep. But Paula, not a chance to go to the 18s. Typically. Going to open up the new wedge.
Having trouble securing the 16s. Might need to go for the cover on the 15s.
Do you wonder... It does that beautifully, by the way. Great call, Nick. Do you wonder if the Welsh team is sitting back there and they're watching Paula not close the 18s and instead going at the 16s and 15s? They're like, why are they doing that? Do you think that's happening?
I don't even know if they're paying them much mind. I mean, you really can't. They clearly have been besting plenty of other teams that get to this point and get to the finals stage here. I think all they're thinking about is, okay, so what do I think I need to hit on this go? Not why are they hitting what they're hitting.
That's a good point. Not going to move. It still closes on dart 3. That
Incredible
last dart is a dagger, and just the dart gods rewarding the ultra-aggressive gameplay of the UK team.
It's going to be tough to sneak another one in there. She does try to do so.
But gets the point lead.
Yeah, she had to stay.
And they're going to...
Definitely don't understand the switch there. That one is going to be very detrimental. If you're going to go for the
point
close,
back.
then you can take the 4-3 chance on the Bulls if you so desire. But she didn't get the close and moved back away. But again, not really getting punished. The opportunities where they've had to score, they haven't been scoring much. Kim and Paula,
16s.
that is.
Yep. Close 16s first before going back to points. Where treble from Topper usually goes in on dart 3.
Makes it back to that 4-3 bowl. So same position that would have been otherwise 6 darts ago.
Paula doing it a different way this time. Going bulls first.
Which is kind of surprising considering how much she struggled on the bulls in the previous leg.
I wonder if she thinks that O'Sullivan's going to go bulls. She didn't. She put a dagger in that. Those last 2 darts are just whatever. That first dart was huge.
Yeah, needed one more 18 to push the bull. Doesn't do so. No reason to attack the bull at this point, though. You already have the 1 mark on it. You need to try to get your point lead back. So Kim Panti stays there, stays true, keeps it within 2 bulls.
Going to go right at the win. Still undaunted. Oh, and drags the 3rd one low. Opportunity here for Paula Murphy. Needs 2 bulls and then a trip 18. The steal, leg number 3. There's the first bull. 1 more. Triple 18.
This would be quite the find here. Shaking off that arm, taking a moment to recompose. This is definitely akin to the Paula Murphy style. She's not afraid to take her time on the darts and break her own rhythm. Yep. Treble 18 it is.
And pegged is the treble 18. And they're like, did we lose that one? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
2-point victory for Paula Murphy.
Pretty sure that was Kim reminding.
Panti in that one, and it's a 2-1 lead.
You can see a little bit of a pep talk from Topper. Just taking that extra moment here. O'Sullivan stepping up. Going to show first. Does show a single.
Yeah, and you can single, single, doubles, doubles, so you might as well pull that.
Does ask the opponent, though.
And it will go to the team from Wales. The number 5 ranked player in the world steps up.
Sullivan, you can see Topper trying to
starting
direct the darts.
To figure it out, I think.
I think the first leg was not that they didn't figure it out. It was just trying to do the bully strategy that they had been doing to that point. Topper clearly, after talking with O'Sullivan right before this leg, said, hey, this is what we need to do here.
And only one from Paula. Now if you're Leanne, you can go 19s.
And for no other reason to, again, nullify that single mark.
I love that so much, honestly.
Well, the difference in that shot selection, though, is that if you're going to take the 19 with a single mark on it, you need 2 singles. You have to give yourself 2 darts at it, though. The 1 dart missing or even hitting a single didn't effectively matter too much, although Kim Panti did not punish.
And Rhian, did she get it closed? I believe so.
Yeah, she snuck it in there just by the whisker.
The whisker wire. Paula, of course, going to go bottom of the board, 17s. Gets 4 of them. I'm going to go right at the close, which I don't hate. Now back up. I think went at the 18 and just dropped a little low.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is fine.
Definitely an 18 swing there. Again, traditionally would have preferred a little bit more of a defense on that 20, especially knowing that O'Sullivan has not been paying any mind to the pointing nonsense. I say nonsense because who needs points to win besides everyone?
Points win this game.
But, of course, they're working well as a partnership, saying, hey, can you just go up and grab a little bit more? Again, 3 18s there, though, would have blocked Paula Murphy from going up here and being able to regain the point lead as easily as she potentially could.
That one's a little bit below the wire. All around it no matter what. Only 2. So a bit unlucky. Reminder, this is the final of the women's doubles cricket. We still have men's doubles cricket in action going on in the venue. Only 2 18s from Topper. An opportunity for Panti to not only get the point lead, but get the point lead by a lot because she's not going to move to the 20s. Yeah, she's been consistently on points, which I'm 100% fine with that. The talent pays off once again, closes the 18s, and gets that point lead right back. For some reason, the strategy is also working a little bit, which is kind of flooring me.
Right. That's definitely been a tough bout. Again, it's a lot of Kim and Paula having moments where they're either collecting all or nothing, and there's been a little bit more nothing than all as of late. But then again, if your all is 2 bulls and a trip 18 to win a leg, then you're doing just fine. Topper should bail.
Nope, not going to, and doesn't make it count this time. Yeah, she definitely should bail.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, we know their game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice to not have to know to question anymore. Love the stay. Big 5 mark again from Panti. Now up 56 points, and O'Sullivan knows you can't be too far behind in points. Not enjoying that last start, but we know how they play. It might cost him, though. That it does, because there goes the 20s.
Back to the 15 to pad. Might take the swing.
Does take
do
the
so.
swing. Nick, you've been on it for those calls. And again, down 51 points, closes first. And the strategy is starting to fail as Kim and Paula start to hit.
Yeah, they're certainly collecting really well here in a leg that they were getting, again, pushed around. And then that's the second half of this that's really been developing in their favor. Doing a good job there. Panti with the stay. 67-point difference here.
And again,
O'Sullivan doing a meaningless close.
yeah. I mean, just gifting your opponent 6 darts, at least for 3 bowls. Paula just needs 2 more for the title. Still needs 2 more.
Yeah, just the 2 bowls on the turn there. Enough to still continue to add the pressure. Topper going to just try to do her best to set it up just in case we go outside on the bulls. We've seen the force field run it before, so you can't call it impossible. Kim Panti, though, and the Florida dynamic duo for the doubles title win, needs to get underneath that dart. Kick it through the uprights.
And does so. Kim Panti, Paula Murphy are your champions of the women's doubles cricket. We got to chalk that up to what it is. Strategy made the difference in that final.
Certainly did, and it shows their resilience. And, of course, again, long-standing partnership, dynamic duo.